Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Better Call Saul Season 4, Episode 4. So, last time we had the kind of setup for making the excuse as to why the guy who died, that I can never remember his name, I apologize, but, but they, that Gus killed, and they put him in the car, they shot up the car, then they put Nacho in the car and shot him a couple times, and he had to climb out and crawl away and got help, brought him to the vet, patched up, good as new. Well, maybe not quite. He has a bullet still stuck in his shoulder, couldn't get out, so it's not good. But they also mentioned that like metal detectors will pick it up, but like what do you do? Like how do you explain that away if you go to like a metal detector? Like do you tell them you have a bullet in your arm? Do you have to like answer questions if it's not on the record kind of thing? I don't know how all that works, but anyway, regardless, and on Jimmy's side of things, he read the letter and just kept on with the way he's been, and Kim kind of broke down. So I do see that this episode is called Talk, and I do feel like Kim and Jimmy need a good talk. So hopefully we have that this episode. So yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that I left out, but let's just get started, shall we? Alrighty, we're gonna start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Wood. Is this Mike? Is he doing more work on the playground? That doesn't look like Mike. Maybe it is. No, that's not Mike. That guy has hair. I was gonna say, his chest seems like Mike has a little bit more of a gut. And that guy's chest seems a bit too thin to be Mike. Who is this kid? Is the kid gonna put his hand in it? Is he spelling his name? It's not little Jimmy, is it? Nope. Oh, it's Mike's kid. What did he say? Why are they all so quiet? Damn it! I want to know what he said. That better not be why the episode's called Talk. I wanted a conversation between Kim and Jimmy, but we still could get it. By the way, after watching some other reactions and hearing other people talk about when Mike dug up the body and there was never anything more to it, um, I couldn't figure out why because my brain too dumb. But someone else I was watching mentioned that it could be the Good Samaritan. And the reason why he went and did it after talking to the girl at that meeting, I have her name written down somewhere, but I can't remember it. Uh, is because she never got the closure, and those people wouldn't get closure either. So he went and found the Good Samaritan that was shot because of the truck heist that he pulled off, and called it in so that way that family gets closure. So that makes perfect sense. I just didn't connect the dots. Props to the show for not even like holding your hand in that one too. It's just like if you know, you know. If not, well, you just forget about it and you're confused. I forgot to mention that. I know we're a lot of episodes past that. Where are we now? Is this another, like, competitors to Salamanca's? That's the kind of stuff that they get in bags like that. Is that like, I don't know. That's Gus's guy. So, was that Gus's stash? Was that, I don't know if that was like more Salamanca's people that we just don't see, because we only really see like a couple of the Salamanca people. If there's got to be more. Ah, job interviews. Oh. All that work. All that work to go on this. I get a lot of anxiety when I go on interviews, but I feel like Jimmy's like such a sociable person that it doesn't bug him at all. But I get so much anxiety. Like, I almost can't do anything on job interviews. It sucks. So if I do the work to go on a job interview like that, then whew, I would. I'd take the first thing someone would give me just so I don't have to go on more. Obviously, as long as it's a decent fit. But I probably wouldn't have applied if it wasn't. Therapist. Hmm. Yeah, I doubt he's gonna go. Oh, did he accept a different one that called? Oh, he didn't take the job, but he's lying to her? Why lie? So it's been 2 months. Hmm. I don't know why lie. So she doesn't get suspicious when he's bringing in money? Is he gonna, like, do more scams or something? Oh. He's gonna try to get it again? Okay, well, hopefully it's still open. Huh. Maybe maybe the scare of Kim being like, hey, therapist, was him like, shit, I gotta make it look like I'm okay. I need to clean my glasses. Is Kim just observing, or does she know the? Hmm. Is Kim gonna jump in? Interesting. Doesn't like a lawyer observing? Hmm. Hmm. Is she just trying to get her head back in the game after her break, kind of thing? Oh shit. Damn. That's messed up. Well, shit. I don't blame her. Uh, that was a hell of a unasked for lecture. Is Kim gonna still be here? She's still here. Interesting. I wonder if she's observing for a reason, like, or if she really is, like he said, trying to rediscover her love for the law. Talk about that more in the discussion, I suppose. Very curious. Mike, eating breakfast, doing crosswords. A lot like me. I have like the kind of the same daily ritual I try to stick to, and if I can't stick to it, I usually get annoyed. Oh well, I guess I should look at her name because she showed up again. Anita. Hmm. Interesting. Just another person in group. Oh, he looked into it. Oh, be careful. Oh, so he didn't look into it. He just. There are people that like want sympathy, even if it's for something that never really happened. Will she come tonight just to see that? There you go. Yep. Alright. I wonder if she's like just want to be friends, or if she's like interested in Mike, asking him to go to that piano place. So he did get the job, cool. Have we seen, like, he's supposed to be training, right? Or have we time skipped at all? It would feel weird to time skip. He's here alone, though. Seemingly. Sometimes the manager is out back doing, like, paperwork and shit. Probably playing video games on his laptop. That's how it goes. Well, at this year, there probably weren't laptops that were very good at playing games. These days, I know a lot of people that work in places like this, and they just, like, sit in the back room if they are in charge, kind of thing. First morning, huh? Oh, they let you read. That's nice. Some jobs they like don't let you. I used to work in a store just like this. I'll talk more about that in the discussion. Not a phone store, it sold board games, but it was very slow. Don't break something, Jimmy. I'm so worried that glass display case next to him. I don't know how topsy-turvy it is if the ball could knock that over. Domino into the other one and knock that one over. Okay, we're okay. It can get really boring in a job like that, though. So that's why they sold these guys drugs. They're gonna hit them. They're gonna find the drugs. They're gonna see that they stole it from them. They're gonna go in there themselves. These fucking badasses. Damn. Just took out two people without firing a shot. They both got themselves dual pistols. Let's go. They're about to fuck some. I was worried they were gonna ask questions and learn that they bought the drugs from someone. Not according to plan. Unfortunately, we know they live. Because they make it later in this point. Uh-oh. Get down, Nacho. Don't let him see you. He gonna go in to help. So is it bad that this goes off plan? If they were supposed to go tonight? I don't know. Does he not have, like, a grip in that arm yet? Because of the shot? It might be too weak to grip it to... You know, I'm not a gun person. Jeez. God damn, they are wreaking havoc in there. This is insane. Are they just gonna walk out fine like badasses after all this? I've never known when it's like an automatic gun, why do you have to do that first, like, pullback on the, like, the top of the gun? If it's like an automatic. Goes to show that I'm not really a gun person, because I see that in so many shows and stuff where they pull it back, but then they just sit there and shoot like crazy. They don't have to pull it back every time they shoot. It's automatic after that. Is it... The only thing I can think of is if you keep the chamber empty, just in case, for safety reasons, and then before you fight, you pull it back once to get one bullet in the chamber, so that way your first shot isn't just empty. Because maybe leaving a bullet in the chamber is probably just dangerous. Fucking Nacho. God. It can't have been too long. Oh, he ripped his stitches, didn't he? Jesus. The blood on him. That was a nod of approval. Just... Is the one with blood all over him the one that stabbed the guys in the beginning? Is that how he got the blood on him? And then the other one just walked out perfectly fine. God damn. Well, blamed it on a rival cartel, or gang, or whatever they are. And it seemed effective. Do they have someone to repatch him up? Who are they bringing this time? If that's even the case, maybe he's just dealing with it. Oh, it's just Gus, never mind. Espinosa's. Ah, one of them did take a hit. Okay. Not completely scot-free. Smart. Shit. Alright. See him touch that wrist. Is that Henry? Is that why they both looked at each other? Oh, Mike. Facial acting is just great. And like the heavier breathing from him too. Is Henry gonna lie about something? And yep. And Mike is in an emotional state. Uh-oh. Mike, don't do anything dumb. Rubbing the wrist. Are we going back to the beginning of the episode? You wanted me to talk, I talked. Better than punching the guy. Is it gonna be something else? I wonder if there's something else, like he's has issues elsewhere. Oh, Mike. Don't take it out on the rest of the group, too. Right back to the beginning. That would have been such a good way to end the episode, but I knew there was time left. Oh, shit. Oh, is he gonna see his son shot? Why'd you come here, man? Don't let your dad see you like this. I hope I hope it's not anything too bad. I hope it's not like intruders or something. Why didn't you turn a light on? There's a light switch right next to the door. They're gonna call back. You called from a landline, so they're gonna know where you are. They might send a cop. Me and my friends called 911 as a joke one time, and they sent a cop to the door, and then I had to talk to the cop. We were young and stupid. It's really shitty thinking about it now. I haven't given that much thought in a long time, but wasted a phone call that could have been like a dispatcher that could have been helping someone else, you know? Doing some more security. Oh. We need to talk about what you did to stepdad, Mike. I almost said dad. It's not her dad. Mike, so good. I could just watch Mike the Security Consultant. That's the next spinoff. Do not double stack. Afraid. Stacy wouldn't call his work, would they? Does she? She doesn't even know he works there, right? Oh shit. Well, got a meeting with the big man. I wonder. If you guys hear any kind of like snoring or anything, it's my dog sleeping in the background. I actually think she makes these weird noises when she sleeps. I don't know if she's dreaming or what sometimes. Are you just leave? Are you done for the day? Or are you just leaving? Oh, is this Ari? What was his name? Ira? Did he sell it? Nice. Well, I guess you know who to call if you do. You know, learn how to be safe with this shit. Slowly learning the game. Is he back? I wonder if they're gonna know he left, or if it's just not even gonna be a big deal. Assuming he left in the middle of the workday, he could have just been done at his shift. I don't know. And this could be another day. Man, this looks messy. Is that an E? I have a feeling they weren't. He wasn't approved to do that. Hmm. Well, this is ominous. Did Mike do something? Okay. I agree. Oh. About the drug. Shoot straight from the hip. Ah, that's it. Damn. Just the episode title really fit this episode because, I mean, it was a great episode, but it was a lot of talk, you know, in various different ways. We didn't get a Kim and Jimmy conversation. I mean, it kind of did. Kim was like, hey, go see a therapist, and Jimmy's like, I ain't about that. But anyway, that's it for episode 4, guys. Yeah, I mean, I like the plan of, like, you know, last episode we saw them doing the car setup, but what I didn't realize is that they stole the drugs, or they claimed the drugs were stolen. And then in order to give the follow-up, they pinned it on another gang, the Espinosas. So they, I wonder if we know that name. I think I'm getting, mixed up with Lucifer, because we had Daniel Espinosa as someone in that show, and that's probably where I'm like, I've heard Espinosa before, I wonder if it's Breaking Bad, but either way, I'm not going to remember if it is in there. But yeah, so what they did was they sold drugs to the Espinosas, seemingly, because he held up cash, right? Like, he got paid for them. He sold those drugs to the Espinosas, and then Nacho pinned it on them, and so the brothers there went in and just fucked shit up. That was a crazy scene of them just walking in, and all you heard was just gunfire, gunshots galore, and one of them was hit once, and that was it. Out of all of that, taking out that entire gang, like, one of them was shot once. That's insane. Either they're just really good at taking cover, or the Espinosas are just really bad shots. That's pretty crazy, but props to them. That's cool. And I mean, it was kind of effective just being on the, because, like, you know, they didn't have to come up with, like, the choreography and do all the work of them going through and shooting everyone, right? Like, we had them kill a few people, and the rest of it was just background noise while we watched Nacho do his thing. And I felt like it worked. I felt like it wasn't like, because this show isn't, you know, I didn't come here to see, like, you know, crazy action scenes, Liam Neeson going around, like, wrecking people, you know? So, like, it wasn't a big deal to me that we didn't see it, and it just kind of worked just having the background noise of just all the gunshots going crazy. So, yeah, pretty interesting. And it, at least so far, seemed to work. They went in there, they killed everyone. I was worried when just the two of them went in that they were gonna go in and talk. And if they said anything about, like, oh, we bought these drugs the other night, the brothers might have been suspicious, right? And might have, even if it did end up in this fighting thing, like, oh, bullshit, you're lying. It's like, what if they thought after, like, oh, what if they weren't, kind of thing, and then their doubt spiraled and stuff like that. So probably a good thing that they just went in killing. But I wonder if Jimmy took the job in order to just make Kim feel like he's okay, right? Like, because he wasn't going to take the job, and then she came in and suggested a shrink, and then Jimmy was like, oh, well, hey, I got a job. I wonder if that was just kind of like a, I don't want you to worry about me, so I'm going to try to look normal, and that's why he took it? Or did something really change his mind? Not quite sure. But yeah, I thought he was just gonna lie to her. The way I thought he was gonna lie to her, that, like, once he did lie to her that way, I guess I should say, I didn't know he was gonna lie. But once he did lie, the way I thought it was gonna go is he was gonna keep doing, like, the Bavarian boy Hummel. I thought he was gonna keep pulling off scams like that and getting money, and when Kim's like, so that way Kim doesn't question how you get the money, he's lying about having a job at a store, kind of thing. But it didn't go that way. He just called the guy back and was like, hey, I want the job. And while we're on the topic of the job having, like, an empty store, it's funny, I imagine he had customers at some point. I mean, maybe not, uh, but like we never saw him with a customer. Uh, but it could have just been showing us the dead times and how he spends it, kind of thing. But either way, regardless, I used to work in an empty store like that. I worked at a local board game chain where they had like 3 stores in like 3 different towns, like 45 minutes to an hour apart kind of thing. And I got hired to work at the new one. So it was new, not many people knew about it, and like it was in a plaza that was kind of like you had to kind of go down a street and then turn into the plaza kind of thing. It was like not quite. It just wasn't like the stores and the signs weren't super visible from the main road. So I think it really relied on the sign that is like, you know how when you have a plaza, you have the sign up there that has all the different stores listed. We never, in like the year that store was open, they never put a sign up there. I can't remember why. It's been a while at this point, but for whatever reason, I think maybe you had to pay for it or something, but they never had our sign be put up there. So people, like, even after a year of being there, people still walked in and said, "Oh, we didn't know you were here." And so, like, the store wasn't making enough to stay open and everything, and it ended up shutting down. I got transferred to one of the other stores, and then eventually I got let go because another store shut down too. It's just, you know, with the internet and everything, people buying stuff online, it's hard to keep a chain like that open, especially when online you can buy stuff cheaper, you know? Like, we had to charge a little bit more because we're a brick and mortar store, and we can't charge the prices that they pay online, kind of thing, or they charge online, so. But regardless of all that, yeah, people didn't know, and towards the end of it, they were like, "Hey, what?" Like, they asked all the employees working there, like, "Hey, what do you guys think we can do?" And I'm pretty sure all of us mentioned, like, try to get our name out there a little bit better. And then instead of taking that advice and even trying that, they just shut down. It kind of frustrated me because, like, the owner never really came out to that store very much. I think he stopped by like once. And so he just kind of gave up on it, it felt like, and it frustrated me because the employees that worked there, we didn't really have a manager. We all kind of just worked our shift, did our thing, and all that, and it was just kind of like we all did like the community outreach, starting like events, because we had like a back room where people could play the board games and stuff, and we tried to like start events and everything, and it was all on the employees. You know, it wasn't like a typical, like, oh, you work at a register and you don't worry about anything else. Like, we also had to do, you know, try to do all that other stuff, like a lot of extra stuff too. So either way, this kind of went on a tangent, but it frustrated me because we put a lot of work into building that store, and, you know, I was there helping like set up the shelves and set up the games on the shelves and everything, and keep it organized, keep it clean, keep the customers happy. You know, teaching some people like came in, didn't really know board games were as big of a thing as they are, and try to like teach them about games they might like, and like almost like sales work as well, kind of thing. And I don't know, it was really sad to see all that work go down the drain just because they didn't want to do whatever it took to get a little bit of advertisement so people knew we were there and we existed. But yeah, my point is, it was dead a lot of the time, and they never really said, like, I appreciate this guy being like, bring a book or something, because, like, that's the thing, is you can only do so much. Like, they always wanted us, like, walking around, cleaning, like, stuff like that, like try to stay busy. They never really said to us, like, we can bring a book. Now, we were the only ones in the store, we didn't have, like, a manager there, so I would bring a book anyway. Or sometimes I'd just, like, we had a computer that we did, like, a lot of the sales stuff, like, the card reader scanned it, and then it went through a process on the computer. So we had a computer with internet and everything, so I would just sit there and browse the internet. Sometimes if there was no one in the store, I would watch YouTube and stuff like that, and like the computer was also hooked up to the speakers in the store, and we usually had music playing. But when there was no one in the store, I had like a good view of the door and everything, so I knew when someone was coming, and I'd sit there and I'd watch YouTube, and it'd play on the speakers in the store, and then someone would come in. As soon as I see someone coming, I'd pause it and start the music again and stuff like that, and go back to normal. Other times I did have a book series that I was reading and stuff, but I definitely understand Jimmy's situation of being bored. When you're bored, time passes by so slowly and it's painful. So, I mean, but I appreciate the fact that the guy there was just like, hey, bring a book, I wouldn't mind that. If I had a job like that, I'd be okay if they were like, hey, find something else to do while you're in your slow points. Like, I have a friend that has a job like that too, where he doesn't always have work to do, and he works remotely. So I don't think they appreciate it. I don't think they actually said to him that he can do it, but since he works remotely, he just plays on his gaming, like he does his work on his gaming computer, and then he just puts it on another monitor and sits there and plays games. And honestly, like, I feel like he barely works. He's like always just playing games. Kind of jealous of that. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, so the moral of that long rant was I understand Jimmy's frustration with an empty store kind of thing and wanting to be moved to where it's more busy, especially in like the time period they're in, because it's not like they have, smartphones or whatever that he can just sit there and watch videos on, because at the worst case, if there's no computer there, right, like you could watch stuff on your phone, like especially these days, there's so many little distractions that you can find on your phone between watching, TikTok, shorts, social media, if that's your thing. I've like never really been on TikTok. I've watched a few TikToks that people have linked to me, but I don't really even have the app on my phone or anything. I'm not big on that, but yeah, like, or just watching YouTube videos or whatever to kill the time. Like back then they didn't have that. Really, bringing a book might have been one of his only options for a distraction. I was also so worried that whole time that he was going to knock over those glass things by bouncing that ball. But then at the end, I guess while we're talking about it, he, for some reason, I mean, obviously because after he talked to Ira, and he said, like, you never know who's listening, he painted that on the windows. Like, that took up a lot of real estate of the windows. I can't imagine he got permission to do that. I think this is another one of those Jimmy moves of like, I'm going to try to get more people in the store by doing this, and maybe it'll work, but it might not be the message that those store owners want to send kind of thing, right? So, like, I have a feeling he's going to get in trouble with this. It's kind of like the thing where he did the commercial, right? At Davis and Maine when he wasn't supposed to. I think it's going to be a similar thing to that, but we'll see. I guess it depends on what these owners are like, or whoever is managing him. If they're like really against this kind of thing, or if it brings in customers. Hey, you got more traffic in the store. Good job. It'll be interesting. At least that'll be slightly more different than what we've seen in the past. If he does get praised for it, but yeah. Kim observing court. I want to talk about that a little bit. I don't really know why. It might be like that guy said, like the judge said, you shouldn't try to rediscover your love for the law. Just stick with, Mesa Verde and donate your money to charity kind of thing. That's the best way that you can help. Kind of explaining that, those cases like he mentioned with the lady giving birth from that movie, it's not real life. The stuff that he deals with is more ridiculous. You're not gonna find your values here, kind of thing. But I like that she went and just started observing again after. Like, the only bad thing is you don't want to piss off a judge, because they might be a little bit more strict on you, right? They might be a little bit biased the next time you're in their courtroom. And, I mean, maybe she's not worried about that. Maybe he never deals with the kind of stuff that she deals with. But I like how he gave her this lecture that she didn't even ask for, right? and just kind of she just kind of pushed it back in his face by just going right back in there again. And I love like his like shock that she did that. But yeah, I do wonder if it's I can't imagine she's like she has something up and coming from Mesa Verde and she wants to like learn this guy's like judging style to see like what would get to him, especially now that she kind of pissed him off. I really don't think that that's the case. I think it very well could be that she's just trying to find her place again, get back in the groove after the accident, you know, and that it might be as simple as that. So but and then really the last thing is Mike at uh the meeting with Anita and everything when they, you know, it was supposed to just be a game where they see if the guy's lying, but it came at a really bad time. Like the fact that he's the one that tried to console Stacy and everything after that emotional thing that Stacy was talking about, like you could see the facial acting from Mike was so, or the actor that plays Mike was so fantastic, and like he was getting so frustrated, like I don't know, not frustrated, but like upset at what she's saying because, and it's interesting because I don't know if he's like upset for her feeling this way or if he's upset for the idea that she might be forgetting his son kind of thing, or it might also be the kind of thing where he kind of relates, where maybe sometimes he doesn't wake up and think about him and now he's thinking like, oh, maybe that's wrong, and then he hears this guy who comes in here and has been lying and everything, and just and it just, he can't stand it anymore, right? Like I understand why he did his outbursts and everything. We had that sad moment in the beginning where we had, you know, him pouring concrete for Maddie and or for whatever they're building there, and then Maddie put his name in it and everything, like but yeah, I wonder if that guy has like another sad story, but he just can't talk about it, so he made up this one or something, or if he really is just. I've definitely heard of. I don't know anyone like that. I know I might have said it, worded it wrong during the reaction, but I can't remember if I said I know people like that or if I've heard of people like that. But I've definitely heard of that being a thing where people seek sympathy even if like the stuff they're seeking sympathy for has never happened to them, right? We actually saw the same thing in Punisher, right? With the one guy that goes to those like veteran meetings and he like never served or something like that. And it was kind of like another one of those things where he's going to like these meetings with veterans talking about, you know, the government and all these conspiracies and everything, yet he's someone that has never served himself, kind of thing, and it's a big point of season 1 of that. So but, and I think I've seen it in other places too, and I'm sure it's like a real thing too. I bet there's people that go to these support groups and don't actually have the problems they claim to have, right? They just, it's interesting because I wonder if he really, does he like people feeling bad for him, or does he like making other people sad, right? Because if I feel like it's, if he just wants sympathy, I feel like it's not as fucked up as if he just enjoys seeing people get all like Mike claimed that he enjoys seeing people get misty-eyed and stuff like that at his stories and everything. So I wonder like how that is. Like does, like which one is it? Does he just want people to feel bad for him, or does he like making other people sad? Because it's really fucked up if he likes making other people sad, right? But yeah. Anyway, very interesting. I'm wondering how the fallout with that will be, because Anita kind of seemed like she was starting to get a little bit closer to Mike. I don't know if it was like a let's be friends kind of thing, or if it was like a, you know, I mean, Mike definitely seems quite a bit older than Anita, but nothing wrong with that, you know, if it's more of like a like kind of thing. But now after that outburst, might not be so much anymore, right? But, you know, and Mike's not one to explain himself, so I can't imagine Mike being like, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. You know, I was just, what Stacy was saying had me really emotional. And then him coming in with more lies just was the finishing touch. Like, I feel like that's all he'd have to say for Anita to be like, okay, yeah, I get it. But, you know, Mike isn't really the kind of person to open up like that, so I don't think he'd ever really say that. I think he'd sooner just be like, well, maybe you shouldn't be friends with me, and walk away or something, than say the other stuff. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that is going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. And check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. The rest of this show will be on my Patreon. Check it out. Link in the description below, or it should be popping up on the screen. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.